Coach Bev, and I'm coming to you from Regal Awakening Educational Coaching Services. I coach you as you coach your kids into reaching their goals using the knowledge and skills that I have gained as a parent and veteran educator. Today, we are going to talk about the topic of parenting styles. When it comes to parenting, there are different ways in which we implement the practice of parenting. The parenting style that we use can have an impact on everything in the child's life, from determining their physical health, their relationship with others and the world, to their self esteem. The interactions that we have with our children will be with them for the remainder of their lives. As parents, we want to ensure that we have the best possible relationship with our children to ensure that they turn out to be the best individuals that we aim for them to be. There are four different parenting approaches that we all take by default when raising our children. This means that we are not sitting back saying that I'm going to pick this type of parenting over this type of parenting. We typically use the type of parenting style that we were raised with. So when we see what our parents did and how our parents raised us, especially if we like the result, like we feel as if we turned out well, we turned out to be successful, we may just naturally adapt the parenting style that our parents used when we were raised. Each style of parenting has its own set of traits, and each one has its own set of positive and negative traits. By exploring the different styles of parenting, we will be able to reflect and, if needed, redirect our methods to be the best parents that we can be. The first parenting style that we will discuss is the authoritarian. This is the parenting style that is used more in previous generations. When you hear about your parents and their parents raising them, you will more than likely hear that it was a very strict parenting style. This parenting style is where the parents have complete and total control over the children. The children are not allowed to ask questions. They are not allowed to voice their opinions. They are required to stay in a child's place. And that leaves no room or no leeway at all for anything other than do what I told you to do. If you are a parent that believes that it doesn't matter what the child's opinion is, they just need to do what you say, you are probably an authoritarian parent. The end goal of a parent that practices the authoritarian lifestyle is obedience. And anything that comes against the parent's idea of obedience is immediately shut out. Do as I say and not as I do is the role model in the household. Even though the parent may not always model behavior that a child should follow, and let's keep in mind that at the end of the day, the child is going to do exactly what they see you do and not so much of what they say. What you model for the child is really what the child is going to pick up and what the child is going to learn. The children are in no way allowed to speak out of turn, for say. This parenting style enables the child to become more aggressive and hostile as an adult. And in many cases, the child will develop resentment towards their parents. Children of this parent may often lie in order to avoid punishment because they weren't able to stick to the strict standards that the parent has laid out for them. This will also result in the child learning how to lie and possibly encouraging them to become a liar because they've had to lie their whole lives to avoid getting in trouble with you. So now they're just perfect at lying. The second type of parenting style that we will discuss is the authoritative parenting. Now, notice it's not the same as the first one. The first one is authoritarian. This is authoritative. I know that they sound similar, so I just wanted to take the time to rectify that. The authoritative parent is when the parent is more of a conversationalist with their kids. One of the main differences here is that the child's feelings are given more consideration. There are still limits in place. Rules and consequences are also put in place and enforced, but there is more room for the parent to answer the question why. This parenting style allows for validation of feelings, but the children understand that the parent is in charge. The parenting style has been backed by research as the most effective method of parenting. Parents of this style are more preventative in that they see an issue arising and get a handle on it before it goes too far. In addition to enforcing behaviors that they also reward positive behavior for. So if the child comes home with good grades on their report card or they did their chores well, you could reward them with a treat or to take them out somewhere. Children of this method are more likely to be an adult that demonstrates responsibility and don't have an issue expressing themselves. They are also more successful and usually make good decisions and know how to measure risks. The third parenting style that we are going to discuss today is permissive parenting. This parenting style is less restrictive. There are rules, but they are really not enforced. There are no consequences, and children are taught through trial and error without any input from the parent. So the child is just going around making mistakes. The parent's not saying anything. And the child learns the hard lessons of life after they fall. And then they get up and they've learned the lesson instead of having the guidance of the parent. If the child is placed on punishment, the parent will let them off. If the child begs and cries, it lets them out of timeout as well. These parents are encouraging of their children, talking to them about issues that they have, but they really don't offer much input into what they could do to help guide the child. Permissive parenting is a little bit of the kind of like, I don't care as much phase of parenting. We all know and understand that children need guidance. They are out here just trying to find themselves and try to understand who they are. They need some type of positive parent that's going to guide them and lead them that they can trust to help them to get through the different trial and errors of life. I believe that permissive parenting opens up the door for different individuals to come in and to give our children information and to input in them what they would like for them to have instead of the parent inputting the values and knowledge that they would like for their children to have. Studies have shown that children of these parents have a great deal of academic struggles, and they also have little appreciation for authority and rules. Sadness and low self esteem are results of this parenting style because the child doesn't feel supported and they feel as if they're not loved by their parent as much. They feel as if their parents don't care. Their health can also be affected because there were little limitations placed on self care, like eating habits, brushing teeth, which could result in cavities and other self care issues. So we definitely want to reflect and redirect if this is the parenting style that we are practicing. The last and final parenting style that we are going to discuss is the uninvolved parenting style. And it is just what it sounds like. The parent is totally and completely uninvolved. There is no concern whatsoever about much in the child's life, and there is no care for who the child is with and what they are doing and where they are going. These are the children that you see that act like adults and they're really young and they really don't understand and know what they're doing. They don't have any parents at home. You will also notice that there's like little home training manners and respect for other people. And when the child goes out into society, it is immediately evident that there are parents that are not involved in the child's life. There is also no quality time spent with the child. There are no rules and thereby no consequences in the home. This parenting style is more aligned with neglect. Because of the lack of involvement that the parent displays, the parent has little knowledge about how the child is developing physically, mentally, or emotionally. These parents are more concerned about more important things like bills, work, managing the household. Now, I would like to take a moment there and speak on parents that have to worry and pay for bills and take care of a household, especially single mothers. I know it's hard to balance those things when you're stressed and you're wondering how you're going to keep the lights on, keep the water on. But at the end of the day, we still have to take time to raise our kids. And even if we don't have money to take them out and do all type of things with them, we can still spend time with them, playing out games at the house, play tic-tac-toe, watch a movie with them on TV. But to neglect spending quality time with your children is just a whole nother level. So see if you can reflect and redirect about managing the household and spending quality time and being involved in your kids' lives. Children of this parenting style are usually plagued with low self esteem, low performance academically, and they also have a great deal of behavior issues and they are not generally happy. Perfect parenting does not exist, and there are some parents that fit into more than one of these categories. Given any time of day, any of the situations, any parent can fall into any one of the categories. But there is one category that we generally stick to as a parent. And we can be certain that the style that we use to parent our kids the most is the one that will have the biggest effect on our kids' lives. Research has shown that authoritative parenting is the best style to practice. And if you find yourself struggling to reach the goal, you may need to seek help in order to avoid irreversible damage. The key is to have authority in addition to healthy relationships with your children, where the children are considered emotionally as well as mentally and physically. I am Coach Bev, and I am coming to you from Regal Awakening Educational Coaching Services. If you like this video, please take the time to hit the like button that's found at the bottom of the screen. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Regal Awakening. I also have a website in case you would like to go explore further and would like to schedule a coaching session. My website is www.regalawakening.com. You found me on YouTube, so you know how to get to me here. That's at Regal Awakening. And if you would hit the notification bell, you will be notified every time I put up a video. I am Coach Bev. Thank you.